Hello, it's me, Snacky the Sassy Llama, and we're gonna talk. Yep, it's that time again. I would have made the Gmod version of this, but I don't have the time, nor do I have the energy to put that together, so we're gonna do this. The gameplay that you're seeing behind me is Prey, the one that came out recently, and so far I'm enjoying that, but that's not what this video is about. Though it does remind me of a game called System Shock 2. But that's cool, right? I mean, that's not related to what I'm trying to talk about. What I'm talking about is making YouTube videos. Now, I don't know if I've made this video before, and don't remember if I've made this video before, but I'm going to talk about the process of making gameplay videos, or videos like this. Now, it starts off with an idea. Sometimes the idea is that I want to play a particular game and talk about it, or I just want to play a game and comment over it as I'm playing. For example, a lot of the Let's Plays I do, which I'm going to list off a couple of games that I'm going to do in the near future, depending on how long it takes me to finish Beyond Good and Evil, which might be the next video I make, depending on whether I have the time or not. Anyway, so I think I'm going to make this video. And then I have to look at my schedule, which is the worst bit, because a lot of the time, a lot of these videos take multiple hours to make, and I'm not saying that it's the active part of it, it's the inactive part of it, but we'll talk about the active part of it first. The active part of it is recording the video. First, you've got to load the game up, load the program up, which I use OBS because it's the easiest one that I've found and has not buggered up since. Though I do still do multiple tests every now and then just to make sure that everything is stable and working. It is recommended that you check your settings at least once a week, otherwise you'll do what I do and not do that. Anyway, and then you record your footage. Sometimes it's best to do a couple of test records just to make sure everything works and sounds good. And yeah, you get what I mean. Make sure you have tests. At least once a week, test your software and test how the game... Oh, and if you're playing a game for the first time, do a quick test to see how it sounds. If you get what I mean. Because if it doesn't sound good... If it's a game that you've played personally before, I'd recommend it. But if you've not, if it's a blind playthrough, I do like a test on the main menu just to make it easier. But I digress. You play your game, whether it goes well or not, or whether you have to make multiple recordings, can take anywhere up to 2 hours. Or 3 hours, depending if you're doing a long one and then putting lots of highlights in it. The way I do it is that if I'm doing a shorter video, I'll do an hour. And if I'm doing a longer video, where it's like a long through, I'll play just over, like, maybe an hour and a half and cut out the unnecessary bits like the backtracking and, let's say, a puzzle takes me absolutely forever. Or I just get stuck on a particular part, which you may have noticed that there are slight cuts sometimes. But, anyway, so you've done that. The next thing you've got to do is check your footage. Sometimes it's just easier to go checking it every 5 minutes or every 10 minutes just to make sure nothing's different. I found that some of my videos, for some reason, which I've never figured out, the audio will cut out and then cut back in and start all over again. Where it will actually start with the pre-recorded stuff I've already done. I think that might have been when I've turned the game off or the computers had a little bit of a hiccup and blacked out for a brief second. But that happens. Always make sure that you are ready for a bugger up. It is absolutely and utterly possible for everything to bugger up. So, be prepared. That is one of the main things that you should do while being a YouTuber. While you are recording, make sure you have the energy to do it. I do have the energy to do this one because I'm talking about something very familiar to me. And I drink a lot of coffee. And I live on the stuff and it's become quite an unhealthy habit. So, don't judge me. Please. It then goes to the editing. Now, depending on what editing software you use and how familiar you are with it, depends on how long it takes. And also depends what kind of video you're doing. For example, I'm going to take 3 examples and I'll give you a rough estimate of how long it takes me to do. So in the case of, this is the active editing stage, not the exporting. The active editing for a long play, so like my Beyond Good and Evil, can take anywhere up to an hour to hour and a half to record, and then another 2 hours at the worst to do the editing. Not that it looks like much I've done, I'm usually just making sure everything's absolutely perfect, because sometimes I've not noticed something in my first check, I found it in the second check. Because I do everything by myself, and I have no one to like work for me, which would be grand and all. It would mean I could put more time and energy into the videos themselves, and then have someone go over it and put it together for me. That'd be absolutely amazing. But unfortunately, I have a huge ego, and I like to do things myself. And although it would be much better to have someone else to help me every now and then with some of the more editing intensive, because while I have been doing this for well over 6 years now, I am still no pro at Premiere Pro, which is my editing software. But well, so with the more editing intensive, it can take anywhere up to 4 hours. For example, my Gone videos, a lot of that is researching all the sounds and trying to hunt down sound clips most of the time, because I get sick of not having the right sound clip for what's going on in my head. So I'll do a scene, and then I'm thinking, you know what, that would be perfect. I'll look through my sound library, which is getting huge, by the way, so I have to categorize it properly, and it's getting a pain in the ass. And I won't find that particular sound. So then I'll go on the internet. I'll look for the royalty-free sounds, and eventually I'll find it, but it won't be quite what I want. And then I'll be like, you know, I'll try that one and see how it fits. I'll put it in, and I'm like, I'm happy with that. Because a lot of the time, some of the videos that you do, once you edit it, you're still not happy. And that's when it takes forever to do anything. So that's one of the more editing intensive videos. And then there's somewhere in the middle where it's like this. This is one of the easiest videos for me to do, because a lot of it I just have to just drop together and cut out some of the unnecessary bits. So it can take anywhere up to an hour. These are the easiest videos to make, but with the Gmod version it takes me a bit longer, just a few minutes longer really, because I have to then make the video for the Gmod and do that as well. So I have to then take 2 videos and together, just slap them together, put some chroma key in there. It looks good to me. And then I have to organize the video and then shape some stuff inside. It's a weird process, but it's fun. I do enjoy the editing every now and then. And then some days I absolutely hate it. I mean, like, absolutely. There's an undying rage burning through me as I'm editing. So I'm editing out of spite at that point. It's my favorite thing. So some days the videos will look absolutely top-notch, to my opinion, and some days they'll look good. I never put out a video that I'm not happy with. Like, if I pick, let's say I've actually not made a good 100 videos because I didn't like them. I got halfway through the either the making of them or the editing of them, and I'm like, you know what, I don't like this. So even if you have a schedule and you're behind time and you've got like literally no time to make another video, don't force yourself to put out a video that you're not happy with. Otherwise, if you're not happy with it, it'll very much convey to the audience that you're not happy with it. And sometimes they won't be happy with it because you're not happy with it. If you get what I mean, it's kind of it's a weird thing. I mean, I'm not like the top YouTuber. I'd like to be. I'd be absolutely amazing. But I came out this late into the game, and I do what I want. I like to do what I want, so yeah. Oh well. I'll get there someday. Someday. Yeah. Next is the longest, one of the longest parts of the video, the exporting. Before you export, you should save your video just to make sure anything doesn't go wrong. Like I said, be prepared for everything to go wrong, because everything that will go wrong during your editing process and video making process and just process. All of the processes will go wrong, and you will have to suffer the consequences of having to do it all over again if you don't save. Save everything. Do all the savings. Save. So the longest part is exporting. Now, you've made a 20-minute video. You're quite happy with it. All your editing is done. You've gone through it, scrolled, saved. Now you've got to export it. Naming it, easy. You're already halfway through your let's play or long play. Now you've got to get the settings. Settings, you've already pre-made a setting. Now it's the waiting. Up till recently, I've been using settings that have made my exporting extremely long in the Premiere Pro, and I've been quite frustrated with that because it could take anywhere up to 5 hours, 7 hours to do an hour-long video. So dropping one setting has quite literally halved all of my export times. Although I've dropped 2 of them, and I've not noticed that much of a difference in the quality and colours, and I don't think any of you have either. Lol. Unless you have, because you're aficionados, tell me, please. Would you prefer the higher quality, or would you prefer the content to be good and not forced? Forced content is never good content. Though it can be good content, the likeliness of that being good content is very small and very bad. But once you've exported your video, you've got to check it again, because during your export something might have gone wrong, or you might have not noticed something during editing. And if that happens, you have to take the video and export it all over again once you've made your edit, and it is not fun. Next is the longest bit for me, because I have trash internet. Not due to anything, but the area I live in hasn't got a very... I moved into a house that was between dial-up and broadband. When broadband was still very new, it got put in, and it's the copper cables rather than the fibre, and then fibre came down a long time later, so there's no chance of upgrading without expenses. Oh well, once I get my own place, I'm going to try and get some of that sweet fibre wire internet, and I'll be able to pump out so many videos and do bloody live streams. But there we go. So you got to upload your video, and it's good. Video's uploaded. You can check it in your own little editing box. Don't worry about the views that you put on it. They will be deleted later. So your views don't count. Even if you've refreshed it 1,000,000 times, get that sweet 1,000,000 views, it doesn't count. YouTube is a bit smarter than that. That's good. Now you got to put catchy name, which you've already sorted. Good. Now you got to do your tags. Tags are important because they allow you for your search engine optimization. Now I'm still not that good at this, but I am learning. For example, if you are playing Beyond Good and Evil, for one thing, you've got to put Beyond Good and Evil in that search tag, so people can find it via searching. I use this extension on my browser called TubeBuddy, and it is very useful. I would recommend that you pick it up. Yep, it does have like cost versions of it, but the free version does the job. It helps you with your tags. It helps you with your how searchable your video is. It gives you loads of information that I would totally recommend. Not sponsored, by the way, because I would actually pay for the new one when they offer the lifetime pro version thing when I've been paid. Because I work in retail, by the way. I wish I could do this permanently as a job. It would be absolutely amazing, and I would super appreciate it. I digress. You've got to do it. You spend some time doing your tags. Don't just put the name of the game, your channel, and then some tags like funny, highlights, or let's play. You can put those in. Those are necessary. but you need to expand on that. You need to add interesting things that would make your video more searchable, i.e. the search engine optimization. So if you're doing Beyond Good and Evil, you need to put Beyond Good and Evil, Beyond Good and Evil gameplay. Beyond Good and Evil Let's Play is always a good one. I mean, there's a lot of people who've been playing it. So you're going to make your video as searchable as possible, you being as unique as possible, while not going stupid like putting football for Beyond Good and Evil, because where's football in this? Or Logan Paul, or mentioning any other YouTuber, unless it's specifically necessary. You know what I mean? Don't just drop PewDiePie in your tags and expect the views to roll in, because your name may accidentally turn up when someone searches the word PewDiePie. Beautiful man, by the way. You know what I mean? Don't be stupid. Right. As long as while you're doing that, you need to go into. I would highly recommend that you use your end card option. End cards are fantastic. They give you a nice, easy 20-second way to basically advertise more of your videos, or advertise your subscriptions, to place to subscribe, or second channels if you've got them, because I do have a second channel which is basically dead. I have a third channel which I've not touched in God knows how long, because I forgot about it. But ignoring that, you should definitely use that space. Advertise your last video and advertise a random video. It's easy, providing that you've put in the time to add that in your video editing. So add a little extra 20 seconds on the end of your video, because that's the absolute limit on YouTube, to create an end card. So for example, if you're just saying thank you for watching my video, click here for one thing, click here for the other, and don't forget to try and subscribe, hit that bell and all that. It makes the video work a little bit smoother, because people, if they liked your content and they watch all the way to the end, they might be more inclined to click on one of those two videos that you've put out, especially if you're doing something that they really love, for example, like your favorite subject, and they love your subject as well, so they like, you know what, I'm going to watch more of this. That creates subscribers. Now, it hasn't worked. It's worked a bit for me. It works for everyone. You just have to use it properly. I'm surprised how long this video's gone. Bloody hell. So, yeah, that is a basic process, a very simplified, too long didn't read process. And finally, I want to repeat along the way. Be prepared for everything to go wrong. Test your videos. Check all your things. It does add time to the making and process of videos, and sometimes it can get a little frustrating, but it makes it sure that your videos are done right. If your video is done right the first time, then you don't have to spend more time re-editing or re-exporting or remaking videos. And final thing that you should always do is enjoy it. If you didn't enjoy it, why are you on YouTube making videos? Unless you're some faceless, money-making, corporate bullshit, or a music channel. Wait, they're the same thing, right? Finally, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed listening to me ramble on about making videos. I probably made this video before, but I'll always make them again, just so to refresh your mind. I have over 700 videos, nearly 800, and I don't remember any of them. I don't remember much of them. I'd have to literally scroll through them to remember all of them. Good luck to those who want to full on, what's the word? Marathon my videos. There's 700 and there's a fair few hours on there. More than even I could redo. But I'm going to keep doing the YouTubes. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. You see what I mean? Put it at the end. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and hit that bell to make sure you get notifications for when I make my videos out. Subscribe to me because it makes me feel good, and that makes me love more of you guys. Even though those of you who have not subscribed or watching my videos, I like you too. Keep watching my videos. I love you. I love all of you. But that's it for me. like and subscribe. Llama out. Oh, P.S. I completely forgot about this. Make a decent thumbnail. If you just leave it as it is, it will be passed over. You've got to catch their eyes. A lot of the time, you've got to catch their eyes first before anything else. And if you catch their eyes with a very beautiful thumbnail, which makes sense, by the way, don't just put boobs in the thumbnail, because that is just cheap and waste of time. I make sexual jokes in my thumbnails quite often, especially one of them inside my Evil Within video. I forgot to actually mention what videos I'm going to make, like video long plays I'm going to make soon. Well, if you want me to, I'm going to do BioShock Infinite, even though I've played it. I might just do like a fun version of what I'm doing. And I'm also going to play the Evil Within 2. Yeah! I finally got the second one and it's ready to record. It's just whenever you are. But like I said, remember, thumbnails are one of the best things to catch people's eyes with, not just the titles. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this Llama Outdoor.